right, welcome back to a big time gap there, huh, Davey, for the Fantasy Dark Horse. We missed the last maybe 3 or 4 events, probably towards the end of the year. Just everything got stacked up and busy times for everyone. And anyways, pretty sick year last year, huh, Dave? With a really big year coming up this year, all kinds of new surfers. There's a few on the women's and quite a few on the men's that I think are going to make a really interesting year.
Holy shit, I was on mute the whole time. Okay, so what I was going to say is outside of the people that you have been introducing to the tour, we did lose a couple people last year in 2017. Jean De Silva is one of them, and Oscar Moncada. We lost both of those surfers in 2017, so mad respect to those guys. Rest in peace, and they will be definitely missed. And also a kind of, it's been a few months since we've talked, but we wanted to hash out a couple things that happened over the last year. And for sure, probably the number one thing was Sally Fitzgibbons just crushingly losing to Tyler Wright at the end of that last year.
Yeah, she had every chance to. That's what hurts, She just needed to make her heat.
That was going to be her year.
Yeah,
that was going to be her year. That was to be her year. And I think I even said to you, if she doesn't win it this year, she probably never will.
Right.
And I kind of still hold to that at this juncture.
It's tough, though. I mean, the women are all pretty close, and she's super consistent, which is what's keeping her in the mix. That's what kept her in the mix last year. I don't think she was doing anything extra special.
No, right.
She was just being consistent. So, Courtney's already got an injury, right? So
she's got an injury. She's out.
That's one person she doesn't have to worry about. Yeah, so as long as she can surf consistent, I think she still has a Taj Burrow chance. But
she's got a Taj Burrow chance, but this is her last. This is her last shot. This is it. I said last year that was her last shot, but for sure this year is her last shot. Yeah, for sure. You've just got more, like Courtney. If she was not injured, I think she's just a better surfer than Sally all around.
Right.
And
she should at least be in the sweet spot of the women's tours. I don't think she's going to get bumped or anything. She just might not win a title.
No, for sure. She's not going to get bumped.
Right.
She's just not going to win. She's just not going to win a world championship. And she's going to be the Taj Burrow of women's surfing, like we said before.
It definitely could be that case. I hope not, but I'd like to hold out for her. I think she can still pull it. And man, the girls are just progressing every year. So I'm surprised every time I see them take the water at how much more snap they're getting into everything, and everything's popping a little bit better for all the girls. I mean, you look at Silvana Lima, from her, if you were to look at some of her videos from whatever 6 years ago to the last 2 years, big difference. And she's been on tour for a long time, and I think she actually doesn't even look like the same person in the water to me, as far as what she's doing out there now. She used to look very stiff and stuff. She's got way more snap and power in her turns now. And look at Sage. Sage is really stepping up too. We've been watching her surf in our area for years, and she's now putting it together and putting a lot of power down. And once they're all figuring that out, I mean, dude, a lot of them are doing it. Joanne DeFay is looking really sharp, and Tatiana Weston Webb was looking really good last year. In terms of big turns, those are the girls that I remember throwing the most water, and that's how they're making it through a lot of their heats, and just consistency bit them in the ass in the end, and girls like Tyler Wright and Carissa and all them were really the top, at the very top. But that's just consistency, I think, because I think you take any of those heats where those girls were flaring up, and any one of the girls on tour would have a tough time, against Joanna Fay and people like that when they were really killing it.
So a couple of the other things I wanted to mention is a lot of changes are, before we talk about the new year, let's talk about the changes that have happened. So you have Pipeline is going to be the last year this year.
Oh, this year's the last year for Pipeline, huh?
Yes, yeah. I mean,
that's crazy.
It's iconic, right? Like, what the hell happened there? Like,
yeah.
Why did they switch away from Pipeline? And you know me, bro. I've always kind of railed on this, that the Hawaiian Mafia has kind of had a stranglehold on that competition since the 70s, right? And Hawaii's going to kill me for saying this, but it's fucking true. They have kind of dominated and said, hey, this many surfers are going to be allowed in the competition. And then the WSL took over the ASP, and the WSL said, no, you're not going to have that many surfers in the competition. You're gonna get to surf you're going to surf an event before the competition, and just a few of you are going to be allowed in, rather than, what was it, 12 before, or 16?
They had a lot. It was I want to feel like it was 16. There was basically I want to feel it was
there's
16. 6 rounds at least of guys that really didn't need to be there.
Right. And how many of those guys ever made it to the finals out of those? I think it was 16.
Just the specialists that you would think,
maybe
a J.O.B.
Jamie O'Brien,
yeah.
We love to see some of those guys in there.
Yeah.
But and they were great at making barrels, but as far as their competition savvy, not so much.
Yeah, I was really getting behind Eliogram when he was killing it a couple of years back. So I mean, there's a couple of good guys that you love getting a chance to see him out there against the top competition, but it is kind of ridiculous, keep it the same as every other fucking event on tour, where you got to make the trials in order to make it in. You know what I mean?
Right.
You get a couple wild cards per event, and that's just the way it is. If you want to make it in, then hopefully the waves come to you in the trials.
Yep. So that was one of the big decisions, is taking Pipeline off of the World Tour. Another huge announcement was that a Kelly wave pool was going to be on the World Tour, and probably the Olympics. If
Straight
it's not
to the
Kelly's
Olympics,
wave
huh?
pool,
that's crazy.
yeah, well, if it's not Kelly's wave pool in the Olympics, it's going to be a Kelly-type wave pool in the Olympics, is what I'm assuming.
You think there's already other variations of the same technology he was putting out?
Oh, yeah, there's three. There's 3 different variations. There's 3 different companies trying to put out Kelly's wave pool.
That same perfect wave? Because I know there's a couple of the other, they're a wave, but, it's not really, the same kind of wave.
There's 2 different versions besides Kelly that is kind of legit, but Kelly probably has a more perfected version of those other guys that are trying to compete with him.
Right.
But all I'm saying that is probably a huge announcement, is you've got surfing coming on in 2020 Olympics, and you've got Kelly's wave pool, which is going to be a venue this next year in the World Championship Tour, which is pretty amazing because, you could switch left and right. And you only have, I think 3 to 4 minutes between waves that you have to wait for that wave activity to settle down in the pool before you can bust another wave out. And that's going to be pretty amazing, that you're going to be able to finally see how good someone is on their left and how good someone is on their right in the same type of conditions.
Have you read anything about how they're going to set that up? Are they really going to give them opportunity on both types of waves, or are they just going to set it up? Or
no, I haven't.
I mean, because it seems like a clock would be kind of lame if you could like make the wave. So it kind of just be like a wave count. Like you get whatever 6 chances on this, and so does the other guy, or something like that. Like I wonder how they're going to pull that.
Point. That's a great point. I have not seen the logistics of what they are actually planning as far as heat timing. Heat, like, hey, is it going to be 30 minutes and you get 2 waves? Like each guy gets 2 waves, or each guy gets 4 waves.
I kind of feel like they should do it like they do the street league, or I don't know if it's street league, but where they have like that whole like skate like bowl set up, and like everybody just does like a big run on like a street course, like you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know that much in the skate world what that event would actually be called, but there's the one where they have like a legit big like park, and then each guy gets like 3 minutes, and they fucking go and put together a run, and they get like 3 chances at doing that. Yeah, it's like so maybe we'll see, I guess, right? I mean, I wish that we already knew that.
We'll see.
But in any case, they're both going to get a chance on the exact wave, so that's kind of crazy and never really been seen before. Competition freaking on the exact like skate park type of stuff, but interesting. When is that? How deep in the season is that?
That's this season. This season we're going to see.
Is it like? Is it late in the season?
I don't know. I don't know what time. I probably should have looked that up.
Here's the events. Margaret River. What are they going to call it? Surf Ranch. Is September 5th.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that reminds me. They took Trestles off.
Oh, and Trestles is off. Crazy. Well, that was a skate park in itself.
Off. That was the skate park for California, and now they replaced it with Lemoore. So, yeah, probably should have mentioned that.
Right.
Trestles and Pipeline, 2 conical events, 2 historical events, gone. I mean, Pipeline is still here this year, but last year. It's the last year.
Right.
So
that's weird, dude. That's going to be so weird, because like that's kind of like a defining wave at the end of the year every year, and at the beginning.
Right.
You know, because we got the Vulcan Pipe Pro and all, and that stuff right at the beginning of the new year. So, wow, it's just going to be so weird not having that kind of, because it's just a different wave, you know. It's just like Chopes, you know. It's like it's just got its own like different. It's a different thing than.
Well, and Pipeline has been just the iconic ending spot for the championship tour for forever. Right.
Well, I think it's one of the best spectacles on tour, period, right? I mean, you get the closest to the wave, you're right there next to the big power of something that, you know, you'd never really want to be in if you didn't know what you were doing out there.
Exactly. I mean, besides Chopu, but Chopu doesn't have that same crowd that's standing on the beach. You know, they've got the crowd. They got the crowd in the boats.
Right.
But they don't have that same closeness from the beach to the wave that Pipeline does, and it's just kind of an amazing story as to how that's happened or how that's transpired, in my opinion. So I'm going to turn off. I'm going to restart the camera again, and then let's talk about this next year after this.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Sweet.
All right. So
do we have the wild cards already for the men's event?
Well, I know there's a certain Australian named Callahan who is going to be in the event. He's a regular footer from Australia, I believe. And, in 2017, I'm trying to think who he competed against, but he came really close against him. I wish I could remember off the top of my head. But that's going to be a decent one. No. for Gold Coast, for snapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I know, but did he compete in pipe this last event?
No, he competed in the snapper in 2017 as a wild card.
Who was the younger guy that won the Triple Crown this last year?
Holy shit, dude! Don't make me look like a fool in front of her.
I know. It just came off the top of my head, but I couldn't remember his name.
Colapinto, right?
That was him. Oh, Griffin. Wow, that's nutty. How crazy was that?
Look it up. Because that's just my memory.
Right.
But I believe Colapinto, a Californian, won the Triple Crown.
Yeah, the first Californian, right? How crazy. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I think that was. I remember them going over that on the webcast, saying that he was the first Californian to win the Triple Crown.
But granted, like I think Philippe took off of Sunset, and Philippe was probably kind of in the lead going into the Triple Crown. But Philippe was like, "Fuck, I'm not surfing Sunset."
Yeah,
and focusing.
No,
on,
and that
pipe.
was for sure. There was he definitely didn't surf because he was focusing on pipe. So
yeah,
there's that.
So that played into that, but still, I watched Griffin during that whole event, and he's legit. He's freaking legit. He can surf big waves, and he was throwing mad airs in. Even in Sunset, he was doing some kind of crazy airs. So I got to give him respect. We'll see how he does on a world level when usually rookies come in and they get all super nervous and don't know how to surf against the pros. But
right.
He didn't look that way in the QS. So, and I believe he won the QS. I believe like those last events, he came ahead and actually won the QS. Check me.
Sick.
Check. I'm not sure if I'm right, but check me if I'm wrong. So, go California.
Right?
Yeah. So what else do we want to say? Okay, so let's talk about this. Kelly is back in this year, and he's at $7.5 million. Are you going to actually pick him for Snapper Rocks?
For Snapper, at 7.5?
$7.5 million.
You definitely got to consider him at 7.5. Like, even if he is, like, not what he could be or has been in the past, like, I don't know. He definitely surfs consistent. I just don't like, ever since he's been, I mean, sorry, Kelly, but ever since he's been, like, on these other boards, that are, like, they just don't look that good.
Right.
He just doesn't it just doesn't look that good. I don't know what it is. Like, nothing is as big as it used to be.
Well, and to me too, he's just gotten older, and especially like point breaks, he's going to have more stamina and paddling power to match these young guys. Honestly, he's not on my team for Snapper.
But his wave choice is like second to none. So I mean, there's the one thing is he can steal a heat any old time. Like, he knows the heartbeat of the ocean somehow at the most critical moments, and he knows how to pick them, and he knows right. I mean, he's surfed all these places for freaking decades now, so
absolutely.
there's
that. I think it's great that we're even debating this because the guy's in his 40s, and he's in his 40s in his last year. I'm going to call it now that this is going to be his last year.
It could be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, he's still beating, 66% of the best pros in the world right now. He's still in the top half.
Before, his venues used to include places like Snapper Rocks, but now, in my mind, I've limited down to left barrels. In my opinion, those are the times that you pick him up for your team and hope he does well.
Yeah.
Or even, like Pipeline at Backdoor, obviously. Anytime there's a barrel, but I'm almost putting places like Bells and Snapper Rocks, any long point break where he has to have stamina to paddle is done for him, in my opinion. I'm calling that right now.
All right.
Another big thing, Josh Kerr fell off tour last year.
To no one's surprise, though. I mean, sorry, Josh, but did nothing.
You know,
he didn't do anything last year. Like, I think he only won like fucking like 3 heats all year.
his air consistency fell from like 90% to 40%.
Right. Yeah.
You know, in my opinion. So, gonna start from paranoia. Restarting my camera. Hold on.
Okay.
It's still on. Okay, hold on. But it's gonna stop. Right. You're in my way. Hey, you're in my way. You're in my way. Ah, shit. As I drop my phone. You there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so sorry, Josh Kerr. You fell off tour. Mike thinks you deserve to.
I thank God that I don't have to pick him for my fucking fantasy team anymore. Because
everybody
knows his potential, but Jesus, I don't know how many times I put him on my team and like I suffered.
Choke. Got choked. You got choked because of him.
Caused me suffrage, Josh Kerr. Fucking damn it.
Sorry, Josh. Moving on.
Fantasy woes.
So, what rookie is going to do any kind of damage? Wade Carmichael is very like a powerful guy, but I don't know if he can hang in the air department. I mean, he does have airs. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But not like John airs.
Right.
Or Medina.
Right. Well, Joan actually did really well, and he's not really an air guy. So I mean, there's a little bit of room for it, but we'll see. He also got Willian Cardozo is on, right?
Yeah. How well did he do the first time around?
Not well. But he's a powerful surfer guy. You know, he's had a couple events where he flares up, but you know, I don't know.
Riding him off.
Yeah.
Already.
What about Yago Dora? I think Yago Dora is going to make a splash.
Yago Dora's got some skills. Yago Dora has some skills for sure. I think he might get the rookie nerves in like the first contest of the year, but in places where he can really showcase his air, I think he's going to do really well.
I think he's going to be a lot like Philippe at that little magic wave height, you know, where it's like, you know, 2-3 feet overhead at the max, and you know, like consistently like a foot or so overhead. Like I think he's going to be able to do anything he wants at any time. So that'll be dangerous. I think that'll be dangerous because I mean Philippe, dude, like it seemed like on 2 feet overhead, like it just left it open for carbs, and then he would just throw a big old freaking air and.
So speaking of Philippe, I think I might throw it out there. Right now. I think Philippe wins the World Tour this year.
He certainly has a really good chance if he stays consistent like he has been. I'm throwing it out at the beginning of the year right now. Because remember, Philippe last year got gypped of a contest because he bitched to the officials. That's right.
And
he should have won. Actually, he probably would have won last year.
He probably could have won that contest.
He lost the whole event. Was zero. He got zero.
The whole event. So, to me, right now, here's what I'm saying. Like, Jordy or Julian needs to step it up to win it this year. Or, sorry, guys, your time has passed. Philippe is a strong candidate. Honestly, as far as stamina, skill, the only thing he's lacking is left-hand barrels, like really, really good waves with left-hand barrels. Other than that, there's no reason that Philippe should not win this year, in my opinion.
Right.
That's my call.
I agree.
I'm calling it's either John, Gabriel, Jordy, or Philippe. Those are the four guys. You know, John's. You know, to be honest with you, since John's won 2, I think he's going to step off the gas. In my opinion, he's like, I've won 2, but not too many people have won 3 in a row. So, and it's like natural talent too.
He's kind of like just better than everybody.
Well, yeah. Like he's like a level better than everybody, especially in the barrel. So
yeah.
he's got that over.
And if it's of any size,
Philippe.
if it's sizable, he's a giant out there.
Yeah, but do you remember Jeffreys Bay and seeing Philippe pull 2 freaking reverse 360s in a row?
That's ridiculous.
And you were like, holy shit, this is the only wave now that I'm remembering of Jeffreys Bay since freaking Tom Curran and Mark Akalupo.
Yeah, that was nuts.
No, that was Bells.
Was it at Bells? I forget.
But, yeah, that was the Bells contest. But even Tom Curran at Jeffries, or Dane at Jeffries, or Kelly at Jeffries, you kind of got to then just go Philippe at Jeffries is in that top 5 for sure. Because
no
of
doubt.
That wave. And, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. And so then you've kind of just got to say, Philippe has the stamina. He's got point breaks down. He's got airs down. The only thing he's got to do is get it in left heavy barrels. And if he wins enough of the contests outside of even left heavy barrels, he should win a World Tour, in my opinion. So That's my call. That's my call for this year.
It's not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. And in my opinion, for these pros especially, like, I think sharpening up your barrel riding skills might be one of the easier.
I agree with that. It's a lot easier to learn how to sit deeper in a barrel than it is to do a reverse 360 air 60 over Jeffrey's wave.
Definitely. On that same level, like, let's see, the poor man's Philippe, freaking Italo. Man, he was killing it, but, like, he was super unimpressive in the left barrel, too, and, like, I kind of thought that he would have been better, considering, you know, like...
No, he should... I mean, I think, to me, he got some unlucky heats, but he's still super good. The guy's got mad talent. He's got mad talent. I mean, you even look at his value now on Fantasy Surfer and how many people have picked him. They agree. You know, he is the poor man's Philippe. Like, they really think he's the goofy-footed Philippe. And,
I think so as well. I think I was saying that last year. I picked him a bunch, but you know, he's still got some inconsistencies. We'll see what this year brings.
I think Frederico Moraes too was totally undervalued. Not undervalued, but people didn't pick him as much as what his results ended up being. Like,
I was picking him. I picked him a bunch early in the year. I was like, damn, dude, Frederico. But he wasn't really on my radar until I watched, you know, a few events, and I was like, damn, he's pretty sharp.
His results are pretty freaking good. Like, I really think that he might even step it up. So he's going to be on my radar this year for sure.
Nice.
So what else do we want to talk about before we end this particular podcast?
Who you got taking down Snapper? Who's going to take her?
So, Philippe.
You think Philippe, huh?
Yeah, I have to. I mean, I've seen him on a couple years now doing super good there.
Yeah.
And in the past, honestly, to me, it was experience that took that place, which means like the Snapper locals, especially if it's like barreling behind the rocket snapper.
Right.
So to me that was always Joel Parkinson and Mick Fanning and even Josh Kerr. You know, who's and the other guy that's falling off tour and is now going to be a Olympic coach for Australia. You know who that is. And Bede Durbridge.
Oh yeah, Beto. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. That's sick.
Yeah. So Bede Durbridge is retiring and becoming an Australian Olympic coach. He's one of those guys that you would have been. He's a super smart guy, wave choice wise, and you would have been like, oh, Snapper Rocks, that might be a good choice.
I love picking Bede. Bede's been one of my favorite surfers for a long time. Yeah, it'll be sad to see him go, but that's rad that he's doing the Olympic thing. Craziness. So I guess he's done, huh? He fell off this last year?
Yeah.
Or did he just retire?
Well, he retired, but he also fell off. He retired before he fell off, but he had a good option from Olympic Australia. Like, can't blame him.
What do you think about Gabe this year? He really took a step back last year.
Yeah, but not too much. Like, he came back in the last half of the year, right?
Yeah.
He finished
no,
third,
he was in the mix.
Third, fourth.
He was in the mix for the title at the end.
Yeah. So, no, I think he's going to be hungry. I'm like Snapper Rocks. I'm always weary of goose footers. Always at the beginning of the year. It's always how I feel. But, dude, so freaking powerful and so excellent in so many other places. Like, he won. They had that Kelly's Wave Pool type of inauguration. It was just kind of a for fun, who's going to win Kelly's, and
right.
He won that. So, like, you give him a perfect wave, that guy's going to fucking, my dog totally shifted the camera. That guy's going to do really good. So, yeah, I think he's going to be up there. I think he's going to be in the top 3 again this year. And depending on the conditions of a venue and what his heat draw is, I'm going to be picking him. And again, I have to mention, we always use WSL bracket to check out our heat draws. We use, World Surfing League stats and everything to check out all the surfers that are going to be competing. So thank you guys both for letting us use your shit.
Stoke WSL leaves up all the old contests too, so I mean, we refer back to a lot of those and go watch heats and stuff. I'm really stoked that all those heats are there to tap into. So thank you guys for that. And then obviously all of our videos happen to be clips of WSL. None of that footage is ours, so thanks for not putting the kibosh on us. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for letting us roll that, and hopefully reel in some more people into some of this amazing freaking surfing that we get to watch every year.
Amen.
This is going to be an interesting contest. I mean, I guess I'm looking over the roster here, and it really does kind of look like Philippe's probably the favorite. I don't really think it's a John type of wave.
No. I always pick Philippe if it's like like just a couple feet overhead or under. If it's like double overhead, then to me John moves into that, like, he's number 1. But if it's like a couple feet overhead and under, just the pace and speed of the wave, I have to give it to Philippe.
Yeah, I think he probably looks like the strongest going into it.
So is there anything else we want to say before we end this? We're 40 minutes into it.
Cool. I don't know. Do you want to go over any women's stuff? There's a few new women on tour. I don't think we got to go over that.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit early, but I think, like Stephanie Gilmore was super strong last year, but I think she's also in that category of, hey, it's going to be her last couple of years. And so I don't know. I don't think she can pull out another world tour. I think Sally's kind of in that same boat. Like, Sally, if she doesn't win this year, it's not going to happen. I think Lakey Peterson is on the up. She's getting stronger, in my opinion.
She was looking good last year, for sure.
She was looking good last year. So I think she's getting stronger. I think Carissa is in that, like, she thought she was really good, and she is really good, but she didn't have the motivation, and that's why she didn't win last year. Yeah,
she just got married. She might have a lot on her plate this year as far as competitiveness, you know.
Tyler just won one, and I don't know. So it's going to be, I think the girls is super interesting because it comes down to how much do you want it, because they're all their skills are super similar sets, you know, especially within the top 5.
Yeah.
So it comes down to, like, what is going on in their life, how much motivation do they have to actually pull something out. So if I was to name, oh my God, that's going to be the hardest thing. Like,
dude,
Tyler won last year.
Nikki's been surfing really well. Nikki Van Dyke's been surfing really well.
I'm going to say...
She's a dark horse out there this year.
God, dude. I'm just going to say Carissa pulls it back this year.
Wow.
I don't really believe that, actually.
I think she's going to be too busy.
Yeah, I'm saying it, but I don't know if Tyler's going to rebound. I don't know. You know what? I would have said Courtney if Courtney wasn't injured.
Yeah.
I would have said this is I would have said this is Courtney's year because of just her determination.
Right.
So
from the outside looking in, to me, it looks like, you know, Tyler and Courtney are two of the girls that have the most competitive drive on tour.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
and Lakey too.
And Lakey for sure,
I think
too.
Lakey's drive is there. Sometimes she doesn't always follow through. And last year, to me, the heats where she didn't advance, it was because of the wave quality and, like, you know, how much waves came through during the heat. Other than that, like, whenever it was good and consistent, she really pulled out. So
for sure.
Let's hope Lakey makes it in the top 3 this year. That's
right.
what I'm saying.
And Sage as well, man. Sage was right there in the last year, too, which was great, man. I mean, all right, man. Take care. Thanks for tuning into the Fantasy Dark Horse. Like and subscribe.
Guys. Always.
Yep. We're back. All right. Event 1.
We're back.
All right, bro. Later.
All right, bye.